Welcome to Xtra, presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter, very sincere. You can follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Be sure to follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Check out VDGsports.com, VDGsports.com. There's a YouTube as well. Everything is there. Like, subscribe, share, and if you want to keep up with me and my whereabouts, my well-being, I suggest you go back and review some of the historical documents and you can find that information. Or if not, you want me to do it for you, how about this? VinceDouglasGregory.com. And if you need for me to spell it, press the rewind button or make it go the opposite direction and make it go the forward direction. And you have it. And you have it. Noobs, thank you. I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. I can thank you every time because there's new people every time. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you for giving me a chance. That's all I can ask for is an opportunity and a chance, and everything else will fall into place or everything else will collapse regardless. It's an opportunity and I'm honored to have some of your time, whether it's brief, whether it's a split second, whether it's for the entire, what is for the entirety? Thank you. Bregs, we back at it again. We do what we do. I do what I do. You do what we do. We enjoy this, whatever it's called. Whatever it's called, there's still not a name for it. We definitely haven't put a label to it. We definitely have not put a label to it, but we know what it is. We know what we do. We're just going to keep it moving. We're just going to keep it moving. And yes, it was that time once again, but there were some more important things that I just had to get off of my chest. There were some more important things that I just had to let out before I could get to this incident that before I can get to me keeping the promise to myself. Regs, you already know. Noobs, hey, come along for the ride. Come along for the ride. I made a promise to myself long ago that I wouldn't let myself run out of fuel, petrol, gas, whatever you want to call it, gasoline, again, ever. What was that time again? Was that time again, because that time has come and went, but the regs already knew. The regs already knew this. They were just waiting for me to describe and point out this adventure or epic journey or chaotic moment that I would encounter getting that petrol, getting that fuel, getting that gasoline. Yeah, getting that gasoline. That time came and went. And for the couple of past 6, maybe 7 times, I kind of went with the old and true method. I kind of went to the spots that I've been to in the past. I have not went somewhere new. I have not done any type of discovery mode when it came to me having to get to that petrol, me having to get to that fuel. My main thing, I can't run out of fuel again. I have enough bells and whistles and indicators in the G-Rod to let me know when it is time to go, to get fuel, to get petrol, to get that gasoline and what have you. That time came. I didn't go anywhere new. I didn't go anywhere different. For the past 5, 6, 7, 8 times, I've been going to places I've been to before that I'm familiar with somewhat, and it is definitely something that is bothering me. It has yet to keep me up at night. It's definitely bothering me because I like the new. I like the newness. And if I'm going to the same vineyards or places all the time, then I'm not getting anything new unless new things happen, which of course new things happen. Therefore, I'm not necessarily being extremely bothered by not getting true newness. I'm getting some form of newness because the people are new, the encounters are new, the stories are new, the adventures, if there's an adventure, is new, and so forth. I definitely have managed to not get those tasty, delicious beverages. Stop that. Haven't been doing that as much, or haven't done that in quite a while at the fuel station, the gas station, the petrol station, whatever you want to call it, convenience store. Hey, no judge zone here. No judge zone here. I went because my car was letting me know that it was time to go, but I didn't go at that very moment. I waited to the next day because when the bells and whistles went off, I was ready. Well, I was where I needed to be, and I was not going out. I was not going to do anything going forward in the future. I just needed to be where I was going to be. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm all right with that. It's okay. I'm good. Next day came, and it was time. The next day came. I was ready. I was prepared, and I wasn't going to go anywhere. I wasn't going to go anywhere different. I made my mind up on that, and I wasn't going to go and visit my friend. And I use the word friend loosely. So associate, not really. Not really. But friend, I'm just going to use friend because we can grasp the word friend and understand the nuances of friends and the concept of a friend. But if I get outside of that, I'll have more explaining to do. And I just don't. So I didn't go to the one spot to go and say hello or visit my friend. And I'm using friend loosely. And no, I didn't use my 2 digits to go up and down for air quotes. I did not use my 2 fingers to go up and down for air quotes when I use friend. Because he thinks I'm a friend, and I'm okay with that. I haven't been there or haven't seen him in years, I want to say. Have I been to that spot in years? Probably not. But I will eventually go back. And when I go back, I will probably look for this person personally and be like, hey, I've returned. It's okay. I'm safe. I am safe. I am okay. Nothing's wrong. We good. I just haven't made it there yet. I'll get there 1 year. I'll get there 1 month. I'll get there 1 day. But it wasn't this day. It was not this day. I went to the store that I've been to before. It was definitely crowded. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm okay with that. It's crowded, whatever. I go to where of course there's an empty pump, and kind of like in a place where I can easily get out, because there's another thing dealing with the traffic, mind you. I'm doing that. Pull in, find a spot, get there. I'm getting out, and now I'm just paying attention to my surroundings, like super paying attention to my surroundings. My awareness game is on 110. My awareness game is on 110. My anticipation game done leveled up. I was gonna say I ate something, but that joke would have fell flat. So I just decided to do a enter edit. I did an enter edit, but I just had to explain, because I explain things from time to time. Anticipation game leveled up. I'm super aware. I'm focused. I'm going. So I get out, and I'm setting everything up. And recall, regs, noobs, you don't know. I'm not gonna ask you to recall. I'm probably gonna go back and check some historical documents if that's your thing. If not, sit back, enjoy, and listen. Regs, it wasn't like the time where I got my credit card numbers and stuff stolen from swiping it in the machine to get it, the pump to turn on or what have you. It wasn't one of those situations. Nah. It was close. It wasn't one of those situations. It was close. It was somewhat like that, almost like that, 100% like that, minus the part where my credit card numbers and digits and all that stuff got stolen. Let me translate that for some of the regs who don't remember, and for the noobs. Everybody else, hey, just sit back, relax, chill. Say hello to the person next to you right now. Just throw like, what's up? Hey, how you doing? The time to do that is now. Right now. Okay. It wasn't one of those situations because I didn't get any of my digits or number or anything like that stolen. But for me, getting the information and entering the information in was a pain in itself. So this was definitely not an adventure. This was an epic journey on proportions that I have yet to see this year. Think about that for a minute. And while you're thinking about that, continue to listen. Because you can do more than one thing at one time. That's what we do here. That is what we do here. I had the hardest time of putting my information into this machine. It's like I swipe my card and then it asks me for some digits, for some numbers, like my code. All right. Cool. But not my PIN or anything like that. But like the other code, like living zip code or what have you. I don't know. It's some code. Look, because I can barely see this thing because not only is the sun beaming and blocking my vision so I can't see, the setup itself, it's like some light bulbs or some emitters or whatever is supposed to be powering up the device so humans can actually see it and communicate back and forth. It wasn't working properly. It was not working properly, and it looked old and it looked bad. It needed to be replaced. So now I'm working with faulty equipment. Now I'm working with a faulty machine. I'm trying to see what I need to do. Okay, I see I need to enter some digits. Okay, now I'm trying to enter some digits. Guess what? I can't enter any digits. Why? Because every time I punch the screen, I almost said what? Every time I punch the screen, like with my finger, it didn't register. So I'm like, oh, what? Am I not human? Can you not feel my finger? Oh, so now not only you can't see, you're trying to get a copy of my fingerprints. Now you want all my fingerprints on this screen so you can just take my full identity, and go somewhere else and do what people who still do. So all of this is like rummaging around in my head. I'm like, why aren't this working? Why isn't this working? I'm pressing buttons and the buttons aren't registering. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And that's when my light bulb came on. That's when I just stopped what I was doing, took a deep breath, looked down, and was like, you know what? I'm going to utilize this keypad right here. You know what? I'm going to utilize this keypad right here because the screen ain't working. This touch screen does not work. Maybe somebody need to get a permanent marker and write. Maybe somebody need to get a permanent marker and write that, touchscreen does not work. Touchscreen is faulty. Touchscreen needs replacing. But hey, I didn't have any permanent marker on hand. I did not have any permanent marker on hand. So hopefully the person behind me or the next person, or maybe the person who worked there, figure it out and get the situation handled. Moving along. I noticed there's a keypad and I was like, okay, I'll utilize this keypad. But now I'm at the point where so much time has went by, the transaction got canceled. The transaction got canceled. So now I got to start back at the beginning. And mind you, again, one more time, mind yourself. And trust me, this is going to be the last time I say that. It's going to be the last time I say mind you, because this is the last time you're going to have to mind yourself or tend to yourself, right? Correct. That at the beginning, I had such a hard time of seeing. I had a hard time of seeing the screen to begin with. So now I have to start over. Okay, this was a challenge within a challenge within a challenge that I was ready and prepared for, but I had solutions. I basically kind of memorized or remembered the steps or what I did previous, and I was, okay, I'm gonna do what I did again. However, I'm gonna use the keypad this time. So I swiped the card and saw some things and like pressed some buttons and do. I was like, okay. And I got past that step. And the next step was, I guess, press enter or press return or press another button. I got the information in. Now I need to press another button. My patience at this point was it was being tested. It was being tested big time, cause I pressed the button, but the button I pressed wasn't the correct button. I pressed the button, and when I looked at the button I pressed the cancel button. Why would you press the cancel button? I don't know, because maybe I didn't know it was the cancel button, because the cancel button and enter button was right beside each other, and there was no way to determine which button was which, because the labeling, the names, it was not there. It wasn't there. But how did you know what numbers to put in? Keypads are the same. Then they have those numbering systems on it. And if you dealt with a keypad before, keypads are usually universal. Keypads are usually the same. Keypad wasn't the problem. It was the enter cancel, where they were too close together. It was almost one of the same. I pressed the button, it canceled. I've been at this pump for a long time now. I've tried at least 2 times to get this gasoline, to get this fuel, to get this petrol inside the G-Rod so I can go back into doing what I want to do, singing, dancing, making my chest pop, and making sure my anticipation game is on point. And gut feelings. Can't leave you out. Can't leave my gut feelings out. Because without you, I wouldn't even have any guts to do what I need to do. Along with being able to project, along with forward thinking, along with foresight as well. I owe all right, you get the picture. I'm starting over again. Now, my patience is still there. I'm exhausted. I'm almost defeated. But I'm just speeding through like I've been there for about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm speeding through like I've been there for like 2 to 3 minutes. All right, enter the do. Swipe the card again. Enter the numbers again. Press the right button this time. Okay, press the right button this time. All right, I'm good to go. I'm good to go, right? I'm good to go, right? Everything is A-okay, right? I wish. I wish it was that easy. I wish it was that simple. I wish I can tell you right now that I didn't have to do anything else, and that was the end of the story. That was not the end of the story. Because after all that, the next question I got asked, do I want a car wash or do I want something else? I was looking around. I was like, a car wash? Where am I washing my car? I don't see a car wash. So it couldn't have been that. It had to been something else. You know, one of those petrol stations, fuel stations, after you do what you have to do and they trying to upsell you. So basically, I'm getting upsold. Basically, I'm getting upsold something. And I'm trying to read what's on the screen that I can't read. It's like a question mark that I did see. So from there, I was like, I just need to figure out what button is yes and what button is no. I know what cancel is and I know what enter is. I don't want whatever you're trying to upsell me. I don't want to cancel. And I don't want to say yes. I just want to say no. I just want no. And so I'm standing there. Everything's spinning. My mind is racing. I am trying to come back down. I'm trying to at least get started on fueling my G-Ride to keep the promise to myself. I'm at least trying to do what I know I need to do to keep the promise to myself. And keeping that promise to myself, that provided some motivation. Keeping that promise to myself provided the motivation for me to just take a couple of deep breaths. It's like that promise that you made to yourself that goes over a long period of time. Think about the tradition of that. Think about that history. Think about that moment that you was walking down the street with a gas can in your hand and the people that was driving by honking, waving, and saying, do you need a ride? And you looking back and saying, nah, I'm good. I got this. Because I'm trying to build character here. I'm trying to make a point to myself that I don't want to ever do this again. I don't want to ever be in this position again. I don't want to ever have to walk down a street to a store to get petrol, to get fuel for my G-Rod because I wasn't aware enough to know that I needed fuel. And so while I was thinking about all that with this deep breaths, my awareness game picked back up. My awareness game went up even further. It went to astronomical levels at that point. My mind's eye opened wide. My brain almost fell out. But hey, it did not. It showed me the way. Because at that point, in that split second, when all of this was occurring, I just ducked my head around to the other side of the pump and I saw that keypad and I said, I can see what's on that keypad. So that keypad is a universal keypad. That keypad is just like my keypad, the one that I can't see. So if I can see yes and no on that keypad, it's gonna be the same on mine. So I looked and saw where the no was on that keypad, and I came back over my end, and I pressed no on mine. And from that point, it said, select your fuel. And that's when I drew a blank, was like, wait a minute, what kind of fuel do I get? Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. That's a joke. I actually do know what kind of fuel to get. Anything above 89, anything below 89, I'm blowing up another engine. And that's a promise to myself that I don't want to have to make. But if blowing up another engine occurs, it probably will. It probably will.